before we actually get into the content. Lyle doesn't know we can see him right now. If we watch carefully, we may even see him do something really stupid. Right, no, I don't know. He might actually know that he might actually know that we're live.
Yeah, we can try the studio. It would be nice if you just like, give me the heads up.
I just wanted to go live first, just to so that there's less time, just chatting about shit, waiting for people to come in. Like if I go live now, then that kind of 5 to 10 minutes that we allow for people to file in is shortened.
I see.
There we go.
Your audio sounds a little funny.
Funny? In what way?
A little muffled.
Muffled? Then probably...
Oh, like distant.
It might be coming through the wrong microphone.
That sounds about right. Good to see you both. Yo, what's up, Rhonda? How's it going?
No, it says it's coming through the Yeti. Maybe Discord is using the wrong mic. What's the video? Alright, testing.
Okay, now it's working.
There we go.
I don't know what you were doing before, but that sounded horrible. It was like I was having like an audio call with you in like 1992 or something.
How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I had a rough couple days of GBL, but I was able to get a couple nice sets in the day today, and still pushing for expert, so I haven't hit it yet. But I got into the mid 2700s like 3 times already, and then every time I kept dropping back down. So, but I did get a hundo win goal from GBL today, so that was really exciting.
And the pelipper for Ultra League has to be hundo, doesn't it?
Yep.
Nice.
I have more than enough XLs. It's one of those things that I never got a hundo of. Other one I'm looking for is a Pidgey. So for Ultra League, I have a 421 win goal XL candy. So
easy.
Is that definitely?
That's not something you were like aiming for, though, right? You just happen to have that just through your everyday grinding.
I kind of wanted some XLs and stuff.
Okay.
For that, for sure, definitely wanted to get them.
I'm just sharing the YouTube link on Twitch. So, wondering what's good. I wish I knew like copy, like marketing copy. That would be if I could speak any language, it would be that one. Wondering what's good in the upcoming Holiday Cup.
No, I don't think we're going to be battling today. We're mainly just going to be going over Holiday Cup, which is starting on Thursday for Great League. So
we'll be helping you battle.
Most of the things are pretty much the same, but there will be some new additions to the cup.
I'm already looking at like those top 3 Pokemon are completely new to the meta.
Yeah. I found, and there was a team that I was running near the very end of the Holiday Cup, which was last time, which was a double normal backline with Lugia.
Yeah. Oh.
So I'm not sure that's gonna work. I think it was like Lugia. Maybe I could run it with double.
Yeah, I was thinking
I could run Lugia,
Wild Charge
double,
or Wild Charge or Payback.
and
I mean,
I
both
think
would work.
The thing is, Payback's better for like the steel types and like the other electric types, like a Togedemaru. Like if you don't have Payback, you can't hit it with anything neutral other than the super effective double kick, right? So depends on how popular that is, but I just like Payback. So I was running but with Togedemaru now, maybe I can't run normal cast farm because there's that. Like Magnezone wasn't very popular.
Well, I have comment about that, but we'll wait until we get into the.
What, you like Magnezone or something?
What's that?
You like Magnezone or something?
There's something in particular I want to mention about it.
That it sucks.
But want to wait a little bit longer before we get into the meat of the conversation.
I will say quickly, it's interesting that they're suggesting Gyro Ball and it's this high on the rankings, because usually like when this Pokemon is like ranked this high, it's usually like baiting the friggin' Fellstinger or something.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they have like kind of like double nuke on it.
This actually. Okay, so I might as well just say it now. So I was thinking with Aurorus, Aurorus being at the top and probably going to be very, very popular, I was thinking that I wanted to see how much a mirror shot from Shadow Magnezone did to the thing. Because if you can take that thing out in 2 mirror shots, then that makes, Magnezone pretty desirable. But then I did not realize that Togedemaru also has a steel type move. And Gyro Ball would probably be able to one-shot the thing.
Well, it's double super effective, right?
Yeah, exactly. Where is Magnezone? Magnezone looks like
You're welcome, Ronnie. You're welcome. I make fish come on at this time of day. Oh, I just got mentioned in a tweet. A tweet.
A tweet.
Let's see here. Someone tweeted at me. It was Pallet Town PvP. Okay.
What did they say?
Holiday Cup.
Holiday Cup. That's a good idea. We should totally do a stream talking about Holiday Cup.
Isn't there going to be an Ultra League Holiday Cup?
Yes, there will be. It's next week. Or it's the week after this cup. Aurorus is probably going to be big there too.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, there we go.
I started running into some Aurorus running Ancient Power, which is like super annoying for the mirror match.
Yeah,
if you're running Meteor Beam and they're running Ancient Power, you like just instantly lose that matchup because they just it makes it a lot trickier for the non-Ancient Power user because you either have to like bait or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's really annoying.
How much does an Ancient Power do?
I mean, 2 KO basically. So.
And it's 45 energy.
I could see why they would want. Like, I could see the benefits of both. Like, Meteor Beam is like the big nuke, but like Ancient Power is much better now, and like. The fact that it's a little spammier, like you probably have more consistent matchups with things like Charizard and like Dragonite and Gyarados. Like Dragonite, I guess you don't need the rock, but like Gyarados and even possibly Walrein not having to rely on like the nuke landing in order to KO them, right? But I did win games with Meteor Beam too. Like you Meteor Beam Swampert, and then the next Weather Ball can KO, basically.
The only difficulty there though is that the Meteor Beam they're gonna have to shield every time, whereas Ancient Power they can let the first one go.
Yep.
And
But
what is it?
they don't know
45?
it's an ancient power. You can just
Yeah,
farm up
that's
to
true.
the
That's
meteor
true.
beam, right?
So that'll come in absolute handy for like a Charizard, where an ancient power would an ancient power completely KO.
I mean, with the powder snow damage, I doubt it does 100%, but it probably does quite a bit. I would
Yeah, and
guess
you could
it does
probably
at
farm
least
down after that
80%,
too.
right?
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine
like-
for the Charizard. But then something like a Walrein, where they'll survive the first ancient power, they're not going to shield whether they know it's an ancient power or not. And then you're not having to. They're not having to make any difficult decisions after that. Like, they know that the next one's going to be shielded.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean,
But it's just a thought anyway. Like, I'm not saying
benefits to both, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not saying don't throw ancient power for this reason. I'm just saying it's something you got to be aware of. Okay, so obviously the fighters are gonna crush your Aurorus in your in your Great League. There's a whole bunch of them. There's Vigoroth, your Obstagoon, your Double is there. Double, that's not as dominant a win as I thought it would be, to be honest.
It's just because double kick is not like doing like as much damage as like a counter, right? That's also baiting. They're baiting with the body slam.
They are too. So if we turn baiting off,
but I bet you in the 2 shield you could probably just go straight body slam.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 2 shield, it doesn't matter. 0 shield, it obviously doesn't matter. I mean, so as a double user, I'd probably mount bait. I mean, it just depends on what situation you're in, you know? But
obviously beating your Noctowl. How big is Noctowl going to be here?
I don't know. I think I remember there being quite a lot of rock and electric.
Yeah. Because what are the types
there's
again?
a lot of ice. There's a lot of ice. Like last time, there was a lot of a lowland golem and shit. You know, those types of things, like the rock electric types, which are just a nightmare for most flyers.
I've forgotten the types again. It was grass, electric, ice, flying, and normal grass, electric, ice, and flying, and ghost. Cool.
Yeah, electric is like pretty big. Rock is pretty big in this meta because of the typings allowed.
Okay, so
HisuianAHeater they have there. That's interesting.
That's ice rock, isn't it?
Yes. Hey, Crazy Kid.
Hey, Crazy Kid.
Yes, it is ice and rock.
Yeah, right. So same
I will
as...
also say about the Aurorus matchup, like with the Bomb of Snow, is like that's like a not this one, but the Aurorus one. It's like a baiting with a Bomb of Snow. Like they can just go straight Weather Ball, but you have to like try to land like an Energy Ball to KO them, right? So it's saying it loses the Bomb of Snow, but I'm not sure how reliable that is necessarily.
See,
but I remember like the Gravelers being like really popular, like especially a Lowland Graveler.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of Talonflame, I think. Yeah. In Altaria, there's a lot of Altaria, a lot of Talonflame previously. So. And
the fact that your Graveler Golems would beat the Aurorus pretty comfortably. I'm starting to think like.
I mean,
why?
I feel like a Graveler wouldn't want to eat a Meteor Beam, but.
I mean, just a Rock Blast would hurt almost as much.
Rock Blast is trash. No, it wouldn't.
Oh, a Stone Edge would one-shot.
Oh yeah, Stone Edge would.
And it outpaces to the Meteor Beam, doesn't it? How much energy is Meteor Beam again?
It's like 8 Powder Snows, so I think it's 60 energy.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, Graveler would outpace to a Stone Edge.
Takes 3 volt switch, or is it 4?
It's 4. 4 to the first one.
3 to the second?
I believe so, yeah. So 4 volt switches is 64 energy, so you've got 9 residual.
4 times 8. 4 times 4
It's 4,
is
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
And it's 3-2 for Rock Blast. Yeah, because Rock Blast is shit.
Now let's check out the Aurorus Grappler matchup. So what's happening here? Rock Blast and then a Stone Edge. So that's a bait. With baiting, Grappler's winning all the even shields. What about without baiting? Aurorus is winning the one without baiting. But that it would have to land its own bait. Oh, by the way, is the... Sorry, what?
So Aurorus is baiting. But
yeah,
other
so
thing
in
is
this
not
sim,
baiting.
Aurorus is baiting and Graveler's going straight Stone Edge. If that
because I
is the
feel like
case...
a Meteor Beam still does like a shit ton of damage to Graveler.
Meteor Beam does 72%. 73%.
Yeah.
Stone Edge only doing 90 though. I would have thought it would literally one shot.
I mean, with like a Volt Switch or two, it's gone, right? So...
Yeah. I'm still thinking that Graveler is better to run than Aurorus.
Graveler has win cons against the fighters. Aurorus doesn't. That's like some of the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Like it's specifically like Obstagoon's a little trickier, but like specifically like Vigoroth, which is one of the more common fighters in the meta, because they have body slam, same as like Double. You can actually like I think you can win the one shield if you like see it's saying it beats Vigoroth, which is kind of silly. But it's like you have to like bait a Rock Blast and land like a Stone Edge or something. And
I remember that during Evolution Cup.
Yeah, it was also a pretty common matchup in the Summer Cup, whenever that was previously too. I was running a lot of Alolan Gravelers. So.
Right. And plus the fact that it generally beats Aurorus and is just as dominant against flyers than Aurorus is.
Some of their losses, I would say, like Lickitung. Bro, you gotta be a psychopath to run Lickitung in this meta. Like, anytime it's like a Vigoroth meta, like, I'm scared shitless to run Lickitung. Like, like look at the like top fighters. Vigoroth, Obstagoon, Double. No, thank you. I will not be cut dead running Lickitung.
Why is that happening?
I would rather go like take my Lickitung against a Shadow Machamp like every day of the week than a Vigoroth.
There we go.
Regis 16. Maybe I'll run some Regis. Could be fun.
Could be fun, but will it be good?
Dreg 16. Snorlax, Alolan Marowak Shadow. We didn't have Shadow Alolan Marowak last time this cup was around, so it could be an interesting addition. It has Rock Smash, which is not really good, but...
No. Lurantis I find interesting. With that superpower. Like, how important is fighting damage going to be?
It's okay.
What's going to be the most important typing offensively?
Rock damage is more important.
Rock damage?
That's why you're seeing all those rock types there.
Not Rick.
Because there's no ground types. There's very little steel types. It's only dual types, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean there is grass, but
see, I don't know, because like all of these rock type rock type move users at the top here are going to be weak to your fighters.
Now I'm intrigued. Dunsparce could be my second normal type for my team.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I'll run. So the team was Lugia. I run Lugia. Double Dunsparce. That's the team.
Lugia double Dunsparce.
Not sure if it's good, but I mean, there's only one way to find out.
I don't know. I think I'm looking more at fighting damage than rock damage as being like the first role you've got to nail down.
It doesn't win many ice matchups. I mean, it has super effective damage, so
Yeah, I think it does do pretty well against it. Hang
it does
on,
okay.
Nice. Tell you what, we'll go Dunsparce. We'll take a look at the Holiday Cup matchups, and then we can, with the magic of PV Poke, I can filter it down to ice types.
So it's only losing to Auroras and Abomasnow, technically.
Interesting that it's
beating...
losing to Abomasnow.
It's so Dunsparce is not. It does have a little problem, like against spammier Pokemon sometimes. Like Abomasnow, maybe Auroras, like the Weather Ball users, especially the baiters like that.
How's the stream quality, by the way? Is that better than when we were in PMs, or?
I have no idea.
Let's take a look at the full meta. So yeah, you're losing to Pilot's one.
We haven't been going that long.
You missed the most important part. Sorry, Sandy.
Those are ground types, right? Yeah, I mean, Fish is an asshole, so don't worry about him.
So I'm not expecting to see many Avalugg. Piloswine, Mamoswine could be a little something.
I mean, I don't know about Mamoswine, but maybe Piloswine. It's only the Shadow it's losing to, apparently.
Yeah.
So,
loses to Dugong.
Yeah, it's not like necessarily gonna like clap these things.
Yeah.
But it can hang in there pretty well, right?
Right. Yeah. Like, you'll have play against a lot of things. Like, what happens if we give the Dunsparce 2 rollouts?
Oh, jeez. Look out. Look out.
You're losing to Lopunny, Stuffle... Oh, hang on. No, this... I've got to refilter it. So you're still losing to the ground types.
And some steals.
That's it. That's your 5.
Alolan Sand Shrew, not Slash.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Shadow Alolan Sand Shrew.
Because of the blizzard, probably.
Yeah.
Well, regular too, non-shadow. So, because of the blizzard, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Altaria, Vigoroth, and Double Frostlass may not be fun. Nah, I think you're right. I mean, you can run Payback on Double, but you're still in a lot of trouble.
You can't run that team, Blake. Altaria, Vigoroth, Double, okay, it's still not even that good against Frostlass. But you definitely need something else that can handle... Like, Vigoroth doesn't beat Frostlass, so... And anytime Frostlass is in the meta, it's always very good.
Yeah. Like it says 21, but like that's
Altaria
low.
pairs well with... You could run, like, Altaria double, like, Graveler or whatever. Could be interesting team.
I dig
Core
that.
Breaker would be something like a Lapras or something. Would be kind of difficult to handle. You do have super effective moves, but like they also have super effective moves, and you know. But
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Graveler does a lot better against Lapras than what it would seem.
No, I'm sure it's okay, but it's not like a hard counter to Lapras, right? Like...
Probably one of the advantages of Aurorus over Graveler is a better Frostlass matchup. Because it's resisting the avalanches, so you have to go the Shadow Ball.
But then you have a worse matchup with Lapras.
Yeah.
So
I'm still liking Graveler ahead of Aurorus.
Yeah, there's something to be said for like the Volt Switch damage, and exactly there's not like a ton of grass types in this meta necessarily.
There is Trevenant.
I think, yeah, Venusaur was pretty good if I remember correctly last time, but Double beats. I know, yeah, Double does beat Froslass. It's a little sketchy though.
It is, and it has to be running payback and land it.
Yeah, you have to land a payback, so that's pretty much how it goes. It takes 5 double kicks to get the payback, so that's 15 turns, and then Frostlass will get to an avalanche in 12. So, I mean, they outpace you, and 1 payback does KO, but 2 avalanches will KO you. Well, basically, I don't know, with the powder snows, I'm not sure how much avalanche does, but...
It would probably leave you in farmable range. Maybe not. Almost in farmable range.
Yeah, last time I was using Venusaur in this meta, but maybe it's not as good nowadays. The regular one seems to be ranked a little bit low, but...
You were using regular?
Yeah. I think I had a team with, it was like Lapras... I mean, there was a lot of Charmers in this meta there was I don't know if you remember, but like Double Charm. This was like a big Double Charm meta.
Yeah, so
everyone...
Charm is worse, Wing Attack is so much better, and Aurorus.
Aurorus. So that's why Venusaur's not going to be as good. But it was like, I forget what it was. Like, it was like, I forget the Double Charm people were using, but it was really annoying.
How does Charizard do against Altaria? Altaria does win in the 1s, and I would expect in the 2s. What about the 0s?
No, Charizard's winning.
Really? This is Wing Attack Charizard. How much does a Dragon
so spammy.
do here? 33%. Each Dragon Breath is doing 2%, 2.5%. So every second you're doing 5%
you get the 3
damage.
Dragon Breaths, 3 Dragon Claws.
That's insane.
For 3 Dragon Claws is it's 5, 4, 5, so that's 14 times 2 is 28 turns, and it's 7.5, so it's 14. So it takes like 1 or 2 extra turns to get to 2.
To get to the second Dragon Claw,
right?
All right.
It's 7 and it's about 15-ish turns to a Sky Attack with Dragon Breath, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, 15.
So they will outpace you to 3, unless you have an energy lead.
Yeah, and the Dragon Claw is doing 33% damage, so it's 3 Dragon Claws to KO.
Is Shadow any? Is there a difference in the Shadow matchup? Asking for a friend.
Wow.
So you actually lose.
Wow.
Charizard will lose. Just because it can't handle the Dragon Breath, right? So
yeah.
You need to get to that 3rd Dragon Claw.
That's interesting. Where are these 2 rated? They're pretty close in the overalls. What about as a switch?
Again, the only problem is like if those like rock types are really prevalent, then Charizard's like, you get that thing paired up on like an Alolan Graveler, it's just like it's like a feast for that thing.
I'm finding this interesting. Shadow Charizard once again. Best safe switch, best pivot.
Sure.
Still losing to Alolan Graveler, still getting crushed by Lantern.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say, it's like not bad, but it says there you beat Altaria, so what's going on with that?
That's as a pivot, so it's given it 2 wing attacks.
Right, a little bit of energy. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I don't think it's a very good safe swap, because like at least from my previous experience, like Alolan Graveler was like one of the most popular Pokemon. So like, if that thing becomes like, it's like in Ultra League right now, like everyone was running like Charizard like stuff, and now like Ampharos is on every team, and like suddenly like Charizard is less safe of a safe swap, because like sure it beats like a lot of the meta, but when every friggin' team has an Ampharos.
Mm.
Like it's not super safe anymore. Although Ampharos doesn't want to take a blast burn, whereas
No.
Graveler can eat a blast burn like it's no problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And your Lanturns. Like, how popular do you think Lantern will be? With
if grass is tamped down, then it
Yeah.
should be pretty good.
I think it will be. So then, okay, if we're talking about grass,
But if Vigor's popular, then Trev is also always going to be good too, right? So,
well, then I'm seeing more and more reason to bring Lurantis. Because it'll destroy
walled by flyers.
Walled by flyers, sure.
Only problem with it.
I mean, even then, like,
what's the poison in this meta? Poison and flyers. Just curious.
I don't think there's too much poison. I don't know why this is happening. So sometimes my keyboard will just reverse.
I believe it's called a skill issue.
Sure. So the highest ranked poison is Shadow Venusaur at 67.
Okay, so not many poisons.
Especially, hang on. No, we want to know what has poison damage. You've got Gunk Shot.
Okay, you got Obstacoon, you got
Galvantula
has cross poison.
is a problem.
I mean, Galv would be pretty good against Lurantis.
It would.
It's kind of walls it, although Leaf Blade double chunk of Galv. Yeah, interesting.
I'm liking Lurantis.
Doesn't look horrible.
Let me check out the Lurantis versus Aurorus matchup.
I'll start running Munchlax with a Gunk Shot for your Lurantis. They'd be like, I'm safe here. No.
Gold good. I can take a body slam. Interesting.
Superpower will like probably almost one shot. Like
it does completely.
One shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weather Ball does 57% damage. The Powder Snows are doing 6%. So you're doing 30% damage in Powder Snows, then you get to the Weather Ball. So like that is a problem because like Aurora can just build up a bunch of.
Is pretty popular.
Oh yeah.
And that's also like Lurantis' like worst nightmare, just as a negative side to it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it doesn't look horrible. Like, definitely everything has bad matchups. It could be interesting, for sure.
They get to the first charge move at the same time, but then Aurorus outpaces to the second.
How does what are we looking at? Holiday Cup?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, because Dragonite is ranked like 99, which is interesting.
Oh, really? So, okay. I'm thinking a team needs to consist of like Pseudo Fighter, Rock type, and Anti-Fighter, I think.
Yeah, so you just ran like Vigoroth and like Altaria core. Be boring.
I don't think that's an issue. Being boring.
I'm just saying. You want to be boring, you can just run like Altaria plus like Graveler and like Vigoroth or something.
Right, done. Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Groudon? You could run with Groudon apparently, according to the PvP book. Let's see, what do you lose to? Basically, ice types and steel types. I mean, Togedemaru would be annoying for that team.
Well, so which team is this? The what was it? Frostlass Altaria?
I'm just looking. Yeah, like double is like maybe double is better than Figuroth. I don't know because like at least they can't bring a Trev into you, right? Whereas like with Figuroth, it's like pretty good for Trev. Like they can leave that with like extra energy from that matchup, right?
Mm-hmm. That Vigoroth matchup isn't actually too bad for Togedemaru. It's beating Altaria. So it's
according to my
going back-to-back wild charges.
According to my Sims, Altaria double lantern is your BBML team.
Altaria double lantern, yeah, that makes sense.
But then you lose to Abomasnow. And you also lose to Whimsicott.
Okay. I mean, Whimsicott, you don't need to worry about. Abomasnow is probably going to be pretty meta.
It's the same thing in Open Great League, right? People run those teams all the time with like Altaria and like Azu or Altaria and Lantern, and it's like if you go up against Abomasnow, you lose. If they don't have Abomasnow, then you have a good chance of doing okay, right? So, I mean, I guess it just depends on how popular it is. But the thing is like if you can like get some energy on Altaria and come back into the Abomasnow, then you're threatening it all of a sudden, right? So, I mean, there's probably ways to beat that, but it's probably not going to be easy, that's for sure.
You need a lot of energy, though, because, like, those Shadow Weather Balls are just busting an Altaria, right? And it's getting there so fast. It's 5-4-5.
Yeah, no team's perfect, so... I mean, you could run a Steel type with it. You could run, like, the Togedemaru or something, if you wanted to, or the Alolan Graveler. That was my suggestion earlier, right? That team also gets rated pretty highly. You lose to Togedemaru, you lose to Whimsicott as well.
You know what? Why don't you bring up PvPoke on your computer? Share your screen with me.
Yeah.
And we can both have our Sims up.
I was just on my phone looking at it.
Do you want to bring it up on your computer? Then people can see what you're simming.
Yeah, sure. There you go. Is that where you wanted me to share it?
Let me see.
I'm not simming anything. I'm just looking at Team Builder.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you're looking up. It'd be
double. I want to run double. I love double. It's one of my favorite Pokemon to use. So I'm going to build a team around double. So what are we weak to with double? It says here that we are weak to Altaria, Lantern, Magnezone, Charizard. Basically, in my opinion, these are all like matchups. It doesn't have any hard losses, in my opinion. Like, it looks like a very safe swap. So I would want something that could handle most of these things in the lead.
That light mode is freaking me out.
What light mode?
On your PvPoke.
I don't even know. How do you change that? You tell me right now.
It's in the settings.
This guy. Oh,
that's...
There you go.
All is right.
There you go. I usually use night mode, but for some reason, with PvPoke, I didn't have it set up. Like Discord and everything, I use night mode. Okay, double. Things that it loses to are, I mean, according to this, like, it pairs pretty well with an electric type, basically. Lantern doesn't seem that bad. It says you lose to Altaria because it's water gun Lantern. I mean, I wonder if you could run Spark on Lantern too, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you could. Water gun. So how would actually how would that affect the rock matchups? I mean, we know
It's definitely better with
it's
water
better.
gun.
Yeah, but like,
But
do you still win?
It's better for the water matchups with Spark though, and Altaria. So Spark Lantern beats Altaria in the zeros. So which is good to know.
That is good.
Let's see here. You can do a Matrix Lantern. Water Gun Lantern versus the Holiday Cup Great League meta. So Spark technically Spark performs a little better, it says. But so you pick up with Water Gun, you pick up Stunkfisk, and Togedemaru. So it depends, I guess, how much. But then you lose double Lantern. Okay, what is that? Mandibuzz. So you lose some of the flyers, right?
Are you beating the are you beating the rocks? Are you beating Aurorus and Graveler?
Like
Weird
this matchup,
Spark.
it says is basically the same. Graveler, it's 5. It's the same battle rating both ways. What was the other one? Aurorus?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly better with Water Gun. Altaria is much better with Spark. Obviously, the mirror match, if they have Water Gun, is much better with Spark. Lapras, like, it goes from 623 to 868. So, and Mandibuzz, you were losing actually with Water Gun. That's Snarl Mandibuzz, obviously. And Obstagoon, you can win with Spark, which is interesting. Same with Sableye. Not sure how popular Sableye will be with all the normal types running around. But Stunkfisk was pretty popular last time. And Togedemaru looks pretty good, so... Yeah, Vigoroth also worse with Spark than Water Gun. So I guess it just depends on what coverage you want for your team. And this is with original IVs. We can sim it with like rank 1s. Just to see if that changes anything too much. Seems a little closer. Basically, you just pick up some extra electric types with the water, but you lose some of the other like flyers and Altaria mainly. So, I mean, it's up to you. Oh, apparently rank 1 Lantern can beat rank 1 Altaria in the 1 shield. That's crazy.
Rank 1 Lantern can beat rank 1 Altaria.
I mean, maybe it can beat a regular Altaria. Yeah, the rank 1 Lantern apparently survives with 1 HP and gets to the 3rd Thunderbolt. So there you go, kids. Make sure you get your rank 1s. No, you lose to another Altaria because I think they're Dragon Pulsing you? That's interesting. Why would they Dragon Pulse? Maybe with Moonblast they still win. Let's see. Yeah, with Moonblast they still win. For some reason before it had Dragon Pulse, which I don't think anyone's really running Dragon Pulse these days.
No, not these days. Yeah,
so Spark Lantern, like I said, you win the zeros with Altaria, So if I was ever in that matchup and I didn't want to switch out, there's no point in investing in shield because you're not going to win. You might as well take shield advantage out of it, right? They have to shield the second Thunderbolt, or you will KO because you get the 2 Thunderbolts, and they can't survive 2 Thunderbolts, and they only get the 1 Moonblast, right? So it's like a safe way of playing it. You always just play out the 0 shields versus Altaria if you want. Like, yeah, that's my recommendation.
It's Lyle's recommendation.
Like, so you sometimes winning the matchup is not always winning the matchup, right? Sometimes winning the matchup is taking shield advantage. If that was the lead matchup and they win lead, but I get shield advantage, and then I can bring in my Graveler and farm down, I'm fine with that. I can shield the Graveler once, come out with a bunch of energy. Then what are they going to bring into that? They only have 1 shield left, right? So, I mean, it's strategic if you think you're not going to get walled by anything in the back with one of your Pokemon. So, I mean, these are all things more advanced battling techniques, I would say, because sometimes people are too focused on like winning switch advantage. But I will say that sometimes I'm less focused on winning switch advantage, and that also can be to my detriment at times as well. Where it's like, oh shit, I really wish I had like fought for switch there because I just got RPS in the back, you know. So it has its pros and cons, but
yeah, I tend to default towards fighting for switch just because PvP by its nature is pretty RPS. Like with acknowledgement to all the things you can do to break out of that. Like by default, it's pretty RPS. So like if I don't know what they have in the back, then I tend to just fight for switch in that particular scenario.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you're comfortable with. It depends on what Pokemon you have in your team too, and if they need shields. If fighting for switch means I have no shields left for my Shadow Machamp in the back, then maybe it's not the right play either, because it doesn't matter if I get it lined up on a Walrein, they're still gonna kill me. Like,
right,
if they have a shield and I don't, right? So, yeah. Interesting. So I think Lantern looks pretty good because, as we saw, grass doesn't look to be that common.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say a Bomber and Lurantis are turning out to be my favorite, like, B tier picks.
Okay, well, run them if you want. Have fun.
I'm gonna kick your ass with an Abomasnow.
Can I use Registeel?
In Holiday Cup?
Yeah, just one time. I mean, Abomasnow is ranked number 9, which is pretty good.
The Shadow Obama.
Yeah, I would probably default to Shadow.
Yeah, same.
Unfortunately, Chestnut isn't going to have Frenzy by that point, but yeah, Cordeli's could be interesting too, because you have the rock typing, so it does a little better against things like Altaria and whatnot. But
rank 72 though, winning against
it's only 80, but it's 81 score, which isn't horrible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like
you're
it
right.
looks like it's going to be a pretty deep meta. So I'd say most of these things are relevant-ish. Even one like down here that's kind of intrigues me a little bit is the Hisuian Electrode, which we didn't have last time because it has the electric grass typing. So like you will be able to beat the other like water types and other grass and the rock types pretty well with the grass subtyping. And
you know what it doesn't beat is Abomasnow.
No, it gets walled by Abomasnow. Yeah, I think Abomasnow is good. Loses to Double. Loses to fire types, right? Litleo was pretty common last time this meta was around.
Now
Litleo's got
Incinerate.
Incinerate. So it might make it even better, right? Although, like, I'm always worried about things that get absolutely dumped on by like Altaria when it's supposed to be so good. Whereas, like, at least with Talonflame, you have the Brave Bird potential. with Leo, like Altaria will laugh at you for like throwing a crunch, right?
And this is another point in Graveler's favor instead of Aurorus.
Yeah, you're straight resisting, but an ice type that can beat fire types is nice to have.
Yeah,
as well.
that is true.
It's definitely like a nice utility. So I was running. What was I running in? I was running a team in Remix at the start of the season, which was Galvantula, Aurorus, and Stunkfisk, Ufisk. So, I mean, that team could kind of probably work in this meta-ish, sort of.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna pop that in, see what Team Builder says there. Galvantula, Aurorus, and Stunfisk.
Yeah, problem is that Galv will lose. Also, like Galv loses to Altaria, so does Stunkfisk, right?
And so both Galv and Aurorus lose to Graveler.
Right. Which Graveler wasn't very popular in Remix.
No.
I mean, I feel like Galv is a closer matchup than you think, because especially if they have shields, they start like debuffing you.
Yeah. I mean, that's a beat for coverage. That's pretty good.
I mean, it's not the worst team in the world for sure.
No, yeah, that's pretty
definitely not the
good.
Best team. Diggersby, please no Diggersby. That team hated Diggersby.
Yeah, but like how many Diggersby we get? The only way
also hates that team.
The only way we'd see a whole bunch of Diggersby is if everyone starts running a Alolan Graveler and like Ufisk.
So we're looking at what beats Shadow Bombasnow here. Like some neutral-ish matchups. Lickitung does pretty well there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like Lickitung just scares me, man. I love Lickitung, don't get me wrong.
This isn't like the healthiest environment for it.
I mean, Noctowl will like shit on it so hard. So the good thing about the Lickitung Noctowl matchup is they always overfarm. So you usually get to like an extra body slam that you shouldn't have, because they just like want to farm up a million energy. And then with the team that I was running in Open Great League, I usually with that extra body slam I can get it in lock on range for Registeel. And then I'm like, okay, throw your Shadow Balls. I'm gonna lock on you down. And then what are you gonna come into a loaded Registeel with? So I think Lickitung could still be interesting, but again, normal being one of the prominent typings, just kind of sketchy. I think Bibarel was pretty good too in previous iterations of this stuff.
In Holiday.
Yeah, maybe not as good nowadays, but back in the day, it was
not.
like it was good against Frostlass and things like that, right? Alolan Marowak.
Yeah.
It could kind of like deal with those ghosts. But now, like with Trev and things, like yeah.
Was it ever good in Holiday though? Like I know, it's got things it can beat, but I thought
it was good. It was good.
The only GBL meta Bibarel's ever been actually meta in is Sinnoh.
So you have to remember, this is now the third time Holiday Cup has come around.
Yeah.
So I mean, 2 Christmases ago or whatever, Bibarel was pretty decent. Last year it was Fringe, and this year it's pretty much out of the meta. So.
Yeah, exactly.
It should be a hard team with Frostlass, but 2 Avalanches still basically KO it. So.
I think it can take 2. Plus a Powder Snows.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, if you get your rank 1. Don't get me wrong, like I have a regular Bibarel built for Great League. I have a Shadow Bibarel built for Great League. Like I like the Pokemon, but let's see here. What other things do we got going on in Holiday Cup? Goon Vigoroth again, very good.
Now, okay, so the reason, like, whenever Obstagoon and Vigoroth have been both in a meta, there's been the whole thing of like, so Obstagoon will crush the ghosts that would beat Vigoroth really comfortably. But Vigoroth would do a little bit better against the fighters, etc. How many ghosts are around here? I
think Frostlass is the main one.
Frostlass is the main one, sure.
And Obstagoon does beat Frostlass.
But not comfortably.
You need a bit of an I think you need at least 2 Powder Snows, because it's 5 every time for Obstagoon, right? Whereas it's
Sableye? Sableye will be a standard like pivot. You know, it can do the things that Sableye normally does in like Open Great League.
Yeah, Sableye is probably not horrible, because even against like Vigoroth and Obstagoon, you do okay. Like Obstagoon, I know for sure Sableye wins the 0 shield, so that's something, right?
Yeah, right.
You have a plan at least for it. And if Frostlass is common, Sableye does really well there. I think basically, like Frostlass, Trevenant, Sableye, and Alolan Marowak are basically the only ghosts you're gonna see. And Obstagoon can beat all of those. So,
so Lily, making comment. Why don't Niantic respect these mons? Would it be nice to run Raticate, Watchog, or Bibarel in thematic cups? And I know that we like to blame Niantic for everything. And I caught a cold yesterday, and that was Niantic's fault, right? I think that it's okay for there to be some shit mons.
I mean, we can run Dunsparce now. It's ranked 27. Right.
Right. And like their hands are tied when it comes to stats, right? So Pokemon will have their set base stats, and there's nothing Niantic can do about that. So the only thing that Niantic can do is play with moves. And to make some of these Pokemon viable, they would have to give them ridiculous busted moves, or make previously dud moves busted, which would have a flow-on effect to a whole bunch of other Pokemon. So I'm okay with keeping Raticate shit, is the moral of the story.
Miltank. I'm looking at Miltank right now. Okay, Miltank can beat Miltank can beat Shadow Snow. And can beat Altaria.
Is that just throwing straight body slams?
Yeah, straight body slams against one thing. It wins all the shields against Altaria. You have to bait in the 2 shields.
Where's Miltank rated?
It's ranked 60.
With an 82.4 score.
I think it looks not bad. I mean, you lose to Vigoroth, you lose to Frostlass. You need Thunder. You need you get walled by Frostlass with Ice Beam. Actually, you need Thunderbolt to be able to beat Frostlass. But it's definitely interesting.
It would lose to your Graveler and Aurorus, I imagine. It would lose to your Steel types.
Yeah, you get walled. You get walled by some things for sure. You could run Gyro Ball. There you go.
I mean, do you give up Altaria?
No. I'm just looking at some normal types here. Chansey is only ranked 91. Spinda? Oh, maybe I should run Spinda.
With Psycho Cut, Icy Wind, and
Rock Tomb.
And Rock Tomb.
It has Dig, but like...
Take that, Aurorus.
Dig is just bad. Does it beat Shadow Abomasnow? It does not. Tomb does 60% to Shadow Abomasnow. Interesting. Yeah. It's
and
not
it gets
very bulky,
there in 7 Psycho Cuts?
It's 60 energy, so... Yeah, I guess so. Hmm. Don't think Spinda is very good, but I do have a Spinda. So maybe I should try it. Cast Form was an interesting pick last time, specifically talking about the normal types. But if Steel's more common, then it's not going to be quite as good. But the Weather Ball Rock Energy Ball combo was like pretty nice. Like, look, it beats Abomasnow well. It basically beats like all of the. It beats like the ghosts pretty well. It beats the ice types pretty well. It can handle like because last time what's his like Talonflame was pretty popular, so the Weather Ball Rock was like really nice to have. But it gets with Hex, it gets absolutely destroyed by Vigoroth.
I did some solid climbing with normal cast form last year, I think.
Yeah, it's good. It definitely has its place. I'm specifically just looking at normal types, but I think Double is just like better now because of the fighting fast move. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's. Pantheon seems like these water flying seem very risky.
Do they like how much electric damage is out there?
We have Graveler. We have Togedemaru's is the second rank one. Lantern's rank 4. Magnezone is here. Pachyrisu's number 8. Even just like Frostlass, Walrein, Cast Form, you know, those like Aurorus, it struggles against those types of things too. So Galv is here. I don't know about that. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see.
I guess. Okay, so as a water type, it's not really beating the rocks, and as a flying type, you're probably gonna prefer your Charizards and your Noctowls, right?
Yeah, I think I think Altaria is just the best flyer because of the dragon subtyping, because you can resist all the water and fire and stuff from the rest of the meta. Other than that, though, like Talonflame looks like it took a pretty big hit in the meta. Mandibuzz probably seems okay just because it's super bulky, right? Pidgeot ranked pretty high right now, especially like the Feather Dance is a very nice setup move. Having the ability to beat all the fighters, basically, you even beat Abomasnow, which is crazy. You beat Altaria, which is really nice.
But I think the problem with Pidgeot is that
it is bait dependent.
I was gonna say it gets walled by so many things. Like Altaria does lose hard to like an Abomasnow, but like you were saying before, you get it into a certain situation, you start pressuring with Sky attacks, whereas like you get a Pidgeot locked in against a Lantern, there's just nothing you can do.
Very true.
Alolan Graveler, same thing. Aurorus.
I mean, Aurorus, like a Brave Bird, would still do a good chunk. Alolan Graveler does nothing.
Yeah.
Same as like a Magna.
Just brushes off its shoulder like Luke Skywalker in the well, which one is it? The Last Jedi?
You tell me, dude. I have no idea.
You haven't seen any Star Wars films?
I don't remember them all like off by heart.
It's like one of the most famous. It's probably the most famous moment of the latest trilogy, is when they're all firing on what they think is Luke, and then he just steps out of the dust and just like brushes the dirt off his shoulder.
I think this thing was super popular before. This Aerodactyl Shadow. I remember people were running like Rock Hole.
I can see how that can be a thing.
But the thing is, like, I can see that. Even versus Aurorus, like I feel like Aurorus beats Aerodactyl, so see here. You lose the 2 shield to Shadow Aerodactyl because they just smack you down.
Yeah, which to me is fine because like if they want to spend 2 shields on their Shadow Aerodactyl while I'm just plugging away with my Aurorus, like I'm fine with that. You can use both your shields, buddy. Fine Panic, what are you doing streaming at a time like this?
Yo, what's up? Thank you so much for the raid. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know, like, if there's too many other... I mean, I feel like just, like, with the limited typing, it's like there's other Pokemon that can fill, like, similar roles. You know, like, you could go with Aurorus, or you could go with, like, Alolan Sandslash. Like, they do similar things, but they also do different things. So it's kind of just, like, when you're building out your team, what do you need?
Casual 18 hours real. You're a madman, Fine Panic. So, Fine Panic, you tell us what your thoughts are on Holiday Cup.
Regice is the best Reggie in Holiday Cup.
Says Lyle.
Right, Lyle is the only Reggie
is...
eligible.
Lyle's convinced that Regice is going to break the meta.
Although my Regice that I have has Thunder. I don't want to TM away a legacy move, so I might have to build the second Regice.
Yeah, hi, I'm Lyle. I have 2 Great League Regices.
One has really good IVs, though. One has like really bad IVs. Like the one I have is like a rank like 300, and it actually like does things that like PvPoke says Regice should do, and then the other one doesn't do the things that PvPoke says it should do. So it's like it says you should win this matchup. I'm like, okay, let me type in my IVs. No, you don't win that matchup.
Zangoose.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan of the normal type or the ghost type fast move on normal type Pokemon in this cup just because of all the normal types. But
I mean, I think this performs better than... I put this a step above Lickitung and Munchlax.
I would say no, because Lickitung is just like so bulky that its bulk can outweigh its it can outbulk its deficiencies in certain matchups, right? Like if it's an endgame scenario, you can like lick down an Altaria. Gonna play regular cup, which would be Ultra League, I believe, is still around. Which I might try a little bit, but I always like this meta quite a bit. So
it's looking like a fun meta. I think it's got playability. Like there's not too many hard walls around. I mean, we saw how open the meta is. There's dozens of Pokemon above that 82 line.
So we have, and then after this we have the Ultra League edition. It's going to be the Holiday Cup Ultra League, which again, Aurorus is probably going to be good. It's going to be Aurorus Charizard all over again in Ultra League as well, right? So, yeah, maybe I'll try to run a team with Alolan Marowak. Could be interesting. Shadow Alolan Marowak. Fire Blast some stuff.
Fire Blast Shadow Alolan Marowak would be nuts. What if Lyle was a normal player? What would be his team? Go.
Do you mean a boring player or a normal player? And by normal player, do you mean I can only use normal type Pokemon?
However you interpret that.
I mean, the teams that I pick usually are pretty boring. Like I was telling Fish, I would probably just run something with like Altaria Double and like Graveler to start. Something that seems pretty meta and fairly flexible, and then after that we'll probably have to see how the meta is shaking out. But I feel like that's not a very original team. Like It's not like you'd be like, that's my team. I came up with it. Anyone else pairs those 3 Pokemon together, they stole it from me, you know? So,
I'm kind of liking the Shadow Piloswine here. Or just regular Piloswine.
I thought you were on the Abomasnow train. Now you're on the Piloswine train?
I can be on multiple trains.
No problem, Crave Flamingo.
Oh, yes. Am I getting a question? So, it sucks against Lapras.
What does?
This is Shadow Piloswine? Shadow Piloswine.
With Bulldoze, or they're not Bulldoze, high horsepower. I bet you high horsepower, man, high horsepower is like a pretty good move. It does a lot of damage.
Oh, this is what I was looking at, is Alolan Graveler versus your Piloswine. Looks like the Alolan Graveler has that.
I think the regular beats Graveler.
The regular does beat it?
The non-shadow, I believe so.
Shadow's winning the 0s and the 2s. So that's cool.
Well, 0, it's just going to land the high horsepower, which is going to freaking
it's gonna
demolish.
What's the percentage?
I'm going to guess, from a shadow, I'm going to guess it does like 140% or something.
140. Oh, I'll take... You know what?
It's double super effective.
I'll take the over on 140.
Okay.
You take the under.
I thought that was pretty generous.
I did. But it's like, it's a strong move from a high attack Pokemon on a double super effective.
Okay, let's see.
So if I've got to go under or over, I'm going to go the over.
200%? Okay, good to know. So if you line a couple of Gravelers up in the row, you can knock them all over.
With 1 Powder Snow extra. Alright, so that's the Shadow. What about the non... Where can I...
Yeah, I'm wondering what's the benefit of Shadow. Like, does it pick you up any extra wins or anything, or?
Well, the Shadow was ranked a fair amount higher than non, so 45 for Shadow and 61 for Piloswine. But then the overall score, you're looking at 82.1 versus 83.7. This is something. Let's matrix
they
it.
put together like 0 and 1 shields in those rankings, right?
Do they?
So,
no,
like,
I think that's just in the team builder. I think the rankings just go 1s.
Because like the Shadows definitely has a better 0s score, right? Having the ability to like one-shot stuff.
Yeah, it would. I keep looking at chat because, like, I'm pretty sure Rhonda said she was about to ask me a question. I'm like, oh, what's the question?
I think she just wants you to answer the same question she already asked me.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That if I was normal, so I got to put my mind in the head of a normal person.
Impossible.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I'm gonna go. Yeah, and you give me your immediate reaction on this, because like it takes me a while to think of core breakers to a certain team, whereas it just seems to just pop into your head straight away. So I'm gonna say Shadow Bomber.
Mm-hmm.
Altaria.
Okay, you're already weak to ice. Keep going.
And Double.
Okay. You're weak to ice and rock, but you know? Because like Abomasnow doesn't necessarily beat ice type Pokemon, right? Because of the grass subtyping.
No, you're right. You're right.
So you might struggle against things like Frostlass and stuff like that.
So let's just take Altari out of there, put in a Alolan Grappler.
Shadow, then you get clapped by fighters. But Shadow...
Or if I ABB it with, like, so...
With double?
Yeah, wait, all three are weak to fighting, aren't they? Yep, so...
Yeah. I mean, there's not really any true fighters in this meta. But, let's see. Is there any actual counter users other than the two? Because double does okay against, Oh, Galarian Zapdos would run that team. I mean, I guess it would do... It loses to regular bomb stuff, but probably beats Shadow. Breloom?
Okay, so you're not really worrying me at the moment.
Yeah, Vigoroth definitely beats... Oh, it says it loses to double. That's interesting. How about... I know Obstagoon does okay against double. Or double does okay against Obstagoon, just because...
Double super effective double kick. It's quadruple
but like,
kick.
if the Obstagoon has some energy, it would still be kind of annoying for the double because of the cross shots. But I mean, you could run triple week 2, double Lantern Core. Wildcat saying, of course, he's gonna run the most.
And of course, Shadow Abomasnow as a third.
So if you run that core, you're a little weak to Altaria. You either want to run Spark Lantern, or you definitely need, like he was saying, the Shadow Obama or something like that that can handle. I mean, the Shadow Obama with that back line wouldn't be the worst. If it's a fighter lead, you can just go to double. And then if it's a like a ice type lead or something, you could also just go to double. Don't have Shadow, so normal Snowman. Well, normal sucks, but
I'll even sign off on that. Yeah, normal not good.
I don't hate that team either. Let me take note of some of these teams for later.
I mean, this is 87 ranking. It's rank 1. Whoa.
What? Your Abomasnow is rank 1? I have a rank 41 Shadow Abomasnow, but the CP is not very good. Are you a CP snob when it comes to when you're building things? Because like I know some people, the CP is 1485. Like I don't really care if it's a rank 41, then it's good enough for me, right?
Yeah, I get a little bit antsy if anything's below 1490.
Ooh.
Like I know that the actual CP shouldn't matter. It's just like the same kind of thing as when you have a rank 40 of something and then you catch a rank 30. You're like, oh, I want to build this thing, but I know it won't give me any better
this
matchups.
Shadow Abomasnow is a 0, 13, 15, okay? So the CP is 1485, but it's a rank 41. It's also a rank 53 in Ultra League, but I need to best buddy it. And it only gets to 2478. So I think it was the best one I had at the time.
I'm not necessarily minding like ABB Lurantis Abomasnow in the back. You need something like you need like a lantern maybe in the front to take care of Charizard. I'm glad to hear that, Wildcat.
Rolling last night? Oh, that must have been about the voicemail.
The voicemail, yeah.
Or somewhere?
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. People say that. Some people say. He's a really funny guy. So.
Yeah. Others have much harsher words for me.
Yeah, so like I don't hate a team weak to counter as long as you can handle the Obstagoon Vigoroth core. Where's Lugia ranked? Oh no, I think Lugia took a big hit in this meta.
Right.
It was better. It was better ranked last time. Darn it.
So what do you think of Lantern Double Grass?
What?
What do you think of Lantern Double Grass? Lantern, Lurantis, or Abomasnow?
With the Abomasnow? Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's an interesting team.
It would struggle if I can't line up the Abomasnow against an Altaria, then I'd struggle with Altaria.
Ice scarce, bro. Fuck. People that play Altaria are usually degens. They don't give a shit. If you have 3 ice types on your team, they think that they're gonna find a way to avoid it somehow. You know, they're just gonna RPS you, and you'll be fine.
If you don't have Abomasnow, then either Piloswine or Lurantis. They're both.
I would say Frostlass.
Or Frostlass.
If you don't have Abomasnow, you could just build a team around Frostlass, and like Snorunt is spawning everywhere in the wild right now, so you definitely can easily find like a decent-ish Frostlass to build. Aurora's, the problem with that is accessibility is a little tricky, but I would definitely say that too. The nice thing about Frostlass is like an ice type. It's an ice type, but it can handle the counter users, right?
So which would Abomasnow, you mean? Or Frostlass?
No, Frostlass, right? Because of the ghost subtyping.
Yeah.
So even like versus Obstagoon, it can hang in there, whereas Aurora's just gets destroyed in those matchups. So I kind of like Frostlass because even versus Lantern, like they don't Lantern. I know it's bulky, but it doesn't like taking a Shadow Ball very well. Like Shadow Ball does like half its health, so I still think Frostlass probably one of the better ice types in the meta, just because of its versatility. And like if you can get shield advantage for that in the back, and like farm something down, get a bit of an energy lead, you can just sweep teams. So I think you can never go wrong with that Pokemon.
How does the Galvantula Frostlass matchup go?
It's decent for Galv.
Yeah. So Galv
because of the
has the upper hand. Yeah.
You pace at the same time, right? It's 3 Volt Switches. So which would be
12.
12, right? So you pace at the same time. Galv wins CMP, and I mean, as long as you shield once in that matchup, you get to 2 moves, and you will win the matchup. If they don't shield a lunge, you can basically just farm down at that point. Like so.
They do outpace the 3rd charge move, so if the battle does go on longer, then Frostlass will be able to get that 3rd move in.
Just the Volt Switches do too much, I think.
Volt Switches do too much, sure.
At that point, and then you're lunging them. If they're shielding, if they're staying in and shielding, they're most likely shielding lunges, right? Technically, usually in the Frostlass matchup, I just go straight discharge, because if they want to call a lunge bait, which they commonly do, then you can just shield once and farm them down. You don't even have to. Throw another move. So,
yeah, that's good. Good call.
It's pretty decent for Galv, I'd say.
Wildcat, who's Might Mouse? Is that Togedemaru? I mean, that's a pretty good thought, to be honest.
I haven't used it yet. I know Smiley was using it in factions, and it didn't go well for him. But
a Wildcat, are you thinking Gyrable like the Sim suggest, or are you thinking Fell Stinger?
I probably wouldn't run Gyrable. I think it's too much energy, and it makes it less flexible than the Fell Stinger. Like, I mean, you don't have to bait; you can just go straight for the Wild Charge. But I like having that ability to like buff my attack, especially in like an end game scenario. But I guess the Gyro Ball does help versus like Graveler potentially. but I have no idea.
It would help against Graveler. It would obviously like crush a Frostlass. It would one shot the Aurorus, I imagine. I don't know if you've looked that up already.
I think we did. It's a pretty cute looking Pokemon, that's for sure.
It's cute. That's another point in its favor.
How much does it cost to power this thing up? It costs me 76,000 Stardust plus a second move. Not too bad. But I have one. Okay, so I have a rank 159 that needs one power up, 4,000 Stardust, and a second move. So like, yeah, maybe I should bring in factions this week for our practice battle, so I can. Because apparently 3 Floyds thinks I'm a pushover, or Floyd thinks I'm a pushover. So who's gonna be laughing when I friggin' clap him with the Togedemaru, right? I'll run a team of 6 steel types.
What beats a Lantern Frostlass core?
Lantern Frostlass?
Yeah.
Lantern, okay, Frostlass. Maybe like Goon would do okay.
Yep.
But it wouldn't be able to beat both of them.
Graveler would threaten it.
It depends if you're running Water Gun or Spark, because I think Togedemaru can win that matchup if you're running Spark. So that could technically beat both those Pokemon. Also, Trevenant would be kind of annoying.
Yep.
For that core. I mean, you do have Ice, Powder Snow, but just like Shadow Claw is
busted.
better.
Yeah.
And they get to the seed bombs quicker than you, and I mean, they don't need the bait. They just can throw a seed bomb, and then at that point, they can basically Shadow Claw you down, right? So,
nevertheless, I'm liking the sound of that.
Not bad. Not bad.
I got Team Builder open. Yes, I do. Let's go. Lantern. Alright, we'll go Water Gun for now, and Frostlass. Pachirisu, Luxray, Zeb Striker, so bunch of electric types at the top there. Lickitung, Dunsparce, Sableye, Trevenant, Shiftry. So mostly like ghosts and normals really are the biggest worries. Kartana, anyone?
Dunsparce?
Yeah, Dunsparce is a big one. So
that would definitely be able to put in some work. I know Dunsparce, like, because I was researching.
Yeah, Diggersby, let's go.
I brought Dunsparce. Well, the Diggersby doesn't beat Frostlass, but I brought Dunsparce.
This is as the third Pokemon.
Because it breaks. So like people actually used it in one of the battles. Because they had like Galv, they had Trevenant, and they had like, what was the other thing they had? Macargo. So like I brought it specifically because I expected them to bring some sort of flyer or ghost type to deal with Medicham. And they did bring Trev, and they never ended up using it. So because I brought Umbreon as well.
So I've been bringing Double to my Great League Factions matches because I find it a really good pivot. Wondering if I should replace that with Dunsparce.
Just depends what you need coverage for. Like Double does worse against like Lantern and some of the flyers, but it does better against some of the steel types. It's a little more consistent with the double kick fast move, and I mean, yeah, it's Dunsparce is tricky. Like you actually lose the zeros to Trevenant. Dunsparce does, but you win all even shield scenarios with a Lantern, Water Gun, or Spark. And like one thing I found is like Lantern's like a super popular pick in factions, especially Open Greeley, because it's only in the second tier.
Yeah.
And I think it's like really good. So I would basically almost pick it every week. So I don't hate Dunsparce as an unrestricted pick. I also don't hate but the problem with this unrestricted is I find I always like end up loading up on things weak to counter. So
hey, Kingbreaker.
I usually end up putting like a Jumpluff or a Tropius or something in there just so to cover myself.
Lurantis covers everything that the Lantern Frostlass core loses to. Gives it an 8th coverage, but like there's 3 things that it loses to that are pretty popular. They were like Trevenant was the big one, Sableye, I think.
What Pokemon can you use for Ultra League Classic? I mean, that was the previous video we did last week, but definitely consider checking out the website we're on right now, PvPoke. It's insanely good website. We love that website and its founder.
Hail Hakuna Matata.
Is Swampert good for Ultra League? Yes.
Next question.
Yeah, I think. Okay, what are you looking at? Frostlass, Lurantis, Auroras?
Yeah,
I mean,
just playing around with different
double
teams.
Ice. I like Auroras. I can't. You're very weak to fire with this team, but like
how much fire is there really?
Marowak,
And like, okay, so the most popular fire is Charizard, and Auroras and Frostlass would both do quite well.
Alolan Marowak will clap you.
Alolan Marowak.
You're weak to Obstagoon. You're weak to Togedemaru.
Yeah, cool.
This team looks sus.
Fine.
Don't like it. Wait, what was the one Wildcat came up with? How much should I power it up to? Not over 2,500, that's for sure.
Just as close to 2,500 as you can get without going over.
Don't go over 2,500 or else they will get you.
So Wildcat was saying it was the double Lantern core.
He was saying Abomasnow double Lantern.
Oh, I mean, he said double Lantern and I threw in Abomasnow.
Oh, did he? But I thought I liked that one though. And then I was looking at Ataria double Grappler.
So just those two have a D coverage, which is fine. You know, it's hard to get higher than that on 2 Pokemon. If we throw in Shabomber. That's suddenly an A coverage.
Double?
Look at that. Anything the what? Hard beats it.
Double Lantern, Shadow Bombs. Yeah, that's what. That's the team. I think I would lead a Shadow Bombs though. And with that team, I would probably run Water Gun Lantern. But
not Spark, because like if you don't run Spark, then Altaria is a bit of an issue.
But you have the bombs now.
You got to match it up though.
Fine.
Like, what if you can't? Like, the alignment is very difficult in a game where you're locked into a Pokemon for a full minute. Getting alignment's pretty darn hard.
So what is Double's biggest loss? It's Talonflame, then Pidgeot, then Charizard, then Skarmory, then Altaria. Venusaur is pretty good. Sableye beats it. So I think, yeah, maybe keeping Altaria in the back to answer double save swap is not the worst thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, is like you could bait out the Altaria with the double, right? And people are like, oh, they have a Abomasnow lead. Let me just throw in the Altaria because I don't wanna match it up on the Abomasnow later. Let me just get rid of it. That's like a common thing people do, right?
Is it?
Yeah, of course.
Just completely send their Altaria into die?
I mean, they win the matchup, so I wouldn't say they're sending it into
Against
die.
Abomasnow.
No, against the double.
Oh. I'm sure you said Abomasnow at some point.
No, but you swap the double, and they have Altaria in the back, so they're like, I'm going to bring in the Altaria here, so I can get some use out of it, because they win this matchup, and then I don't have the risk of potentially getting it on the Abomasnow later, because I'm using it up here, right?
Yeah, cool.
That's like shit people do all the time.
Yep.
So,
And so then you take advantage of that and you win back switch.
or then you have the Lantern.
Or then you have the
You
Lantern.
have the Lantern in the back, which doesn't have to see the Altaria. So, yeah. I mean,
what about, instead of double, Dunsparce?
then you actually lose to like Vigoroth,
Ooh,
Obstagoon, those types of things,
Yeah.
right?
Good call.
Because whereas double can hit back, other thing cannot really. So
Oh, shit, look at this. Just these two have an A coverage.
Sheesh. I hope people have doubles out there.
A for safety, A for consistency. It's losing to these 9 things.
Poliwrath seems kind of safe if you can keep Pelipperofit. Not sure about that, but maybe.
I don't mind that.
Poliwrath is not eligible. I don't think water type.
Water types, yeah, you're right. Okay, no, yeah, that you're correct. There's no water or
fighting
fighting
is not one of the types allowed. Neither
in
is
holiday.
water.
I mean, I know my holidays are full of fighting. I don't know about yours.
All of the water types allowed are like dual types. So like Lapras, it's mainly like ice water or water flying. Maybe in Ultra League, Poliwrath might be pretty safe. Although there is a lot of Ampharos these days.
It
No,
feels
that's
like it
okay.
just because there's so many water types allowed.
Yeah, water is a good typing, but it's a sub typing in this. Like Lantern is an electric type, right? Electric type is one of the types allowed.
Right, so with this line of 3, you're losing to Galarian, Zapdos, Breloom, and Sunny Cherim.
And double.
And kind of double.
I have 2 doubles left and 2 Woodloo. That's all I have left.
Mm-hmm.
And one is a Great League double, the other is an Ultra League double, and I saved 2 for Little Cup. Do you have a Little Cup
What could be
rank
another
40
third
double?
with this? Certainly not.
With what? Double with
This is the double Shadow Abomasnow core.
I think, like he was saying, Lantern looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's anything better, to be honest.
You would need something to handle the ice type, so like the water, but also something that can handle the. Can my thing get in focus, please?
I just turned my camera on, off and on again. That normally does it.
I have no idea how to do that.
Oh, I think you have to do that by getting good.
Did it work?
That's a gorgeous face. It looks even prettier than normal. Hey, hey.
Yeah, I think.
Now we can see that gorgeous smile.
You want something that can handle like Frostlass, Aurora's okay, fighters. So you can go into the. Sometimes what I do is I go into the team builder, and I go like Holiday Cup Great League, and I put here like Aurora's, Frostlass, Vigoroth, not Volby, Vigoroth, Obstagoon, something like that. And then I go rate team, and it will show you core breakers to that, right? So Lantern is the best one. Double is the second best one. Luxray, I gave the recommend. Shadow Charizard though could be interesting. Beware, technically.
Beware.
Magnezone loses to Obstagoon. Galv beats everything but Aurora's. Raichu could be interesting. It says here you lose to Vigoroth.
I didn't realize Raichu was one of them. Yeah, of course. Electric is one of them, isn't it?
You could run Brick Break. You could run a Volt Switch Brick Break Wild Charge Raichu. And you might be... That could be a third as well for that team. If you're interested. That could also be a decent safe swap. Or in the back.
Is Brick Break actually allowing you to beat anything that you want your fighting type to beat? Does it beat Vigoroth with Brick Break?
And Obstagoon. Yes, you beat Vigoroth and Obstagoon with Brick Break. Where you don't beat it with Thunder Punch, and that's because Thunder Punch is 40 energy.
And Brick Break's 35, yep.
Right. And in the 2-shield, you can beat Vigoroth going straight Brick Break.
That's pretty good to know.
I think it actually Raichu doesn't look that bad either, but it just won't do amazing against Graveler.
Lantern's probably looking better against Raichu. Than Raichu, yeah.
I mean, technically though, Lantern doesn't really beat the Vigoroth very well. Like if you look up the Lantern Vigoroth matchup, like you're losing all those matchups. With Water Gun, it's a little closer, while you're still losing technically.
And the extra bulk on Lantern, like what Wildcat says.
Yeah, but you have Wild Charge, which is nice. I don't know. Maybe I'll try. I always like Raichu. What was that one
It is fun.
where Raichu was like really good? It was the Silph Cup. I think it was like Firefly or something.
There's been too many cups now.
It was last. Remember last where like Raichu was like an amazing safe spot?
I think you brought it up on this channel as like this is what I'm going to be running as my safe swap, and I took that advice as well, and yeah, it just got me out of so many situations.
XL Pikachu Libre. I mean, run it if you want.
Willpower Cup? Willpower Cup? Nah, it was a Silph Cup, not a GBL Cup.
No, I'm pretty sure it was like Firefly.
Willpower didn't have. Oh, you're thinking of a Alolan Raichu. Worldtrix. Alolan Raichu was good in Willpower.
Yes.
We're talking about Kanto.
We're talking about the OG Raichu.
And the real Slim Shady of Raichus.
And look, I have the right moveset on my thing. Brick Break, Wild Charge. Okay, maybe I'll do some practice battles with some people later. I'll try a couple teams.
Alright, so Lyle, give me your quick scan through to find any extra spice picks. That's how you normally like to end these streams.
I'm looking at Great League right now.
What a scrub.
Moltres seems interesting.
I did see
because
that before.
we talked about that last time. It has access to the ancient power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's definitely like something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Okay.
Would absolutely get pummeled by an Alolan Graveler. But I wonder how it goes against Auroras.
This one looks very interesting. It's not out yet, but I think it's coming out on the 24th. The Hisuian Avalon.
With Powder Snow Rock Slide. That's an interesting
Rock
combination.
Slide Crunch. Somehow it loses to Trevenant. Don't ask me how. According to this.
Well, it's weak to Seed Bombs, I guess. What's its stat product? It's 1907, so that's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Ice Rock is not the most amazing typing, but Auroras is making it work.
Yeah.
So, and it does have access to Tackle, which is interesting, but you probably want to run Powder Snow.
Will it? So it's only going to be available from the raid day, right?
Yes.
So will it be Great League level?
Might not be. I don't know. Are we going to be
Level
able to
15 to
evolve
17.
our Avalon? Is there a Hisuian? Is there a Hisuian Bergmite or not? Because maybe they have some sort of event.
Does it exist in the Pokemon universe? I don't know. It's certainly not going to be in this raid day, I don't think.
So there is no Hisuian Bergmite.
Sure.
There's just Hisuian Avalon. So that means that possibly on the raid day, you never know, maybe they give us an opportunity to evolve it. I guess that would be... We'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, you're right, because raids is level 20. So it doesn't look like it will be eligible, but they do have the rankings there. Let's see if there's anything else that stands out here. Beware seemed interesting, although I will say, like, because you beat the ghost types as like a fighter, right? So you can, and superpower hits so hard to things.
But we've established that there won't be much ghost out there.
I don't know.
And you were denouncing the normal types with ghost fast moves.
But it has the fighting type charge move.
Yeah, so does Zangoose.
Yeah, Zangoose is shit.
It's like second best safe swap in the meta.
Let's see if there's anything else down here that seems interesting.
Look at this! Hello, Zangoose!
Zangoose is always ranked as a good safe swap. Get out of here.
It's because it's good. Look at that. Frostlass, get out of here, Frostlass. Abomasnow? Abomahu?
I kind of like...
Lantern? Beats your Lantern.
Like, I feel like if...
Vigoroth and Obstagoon. Vigoroth and Obstagoon.
Shut up. If Altaria's good, like, why isn't Dragonite good? But I think it's just because it gets... I mean, I think the Shadow Dragonite could be interesting. But... Spinda we already talked about.
Megatroll 69. Thank you for the follow, although I'm immediately suspicious. It's like just warning us, hey, I'm about to troll you.
So Lopunny is ranked pretty low here, but it does have access to Double Kick. And it's running Double Kick, Fire Punch, Focus Blast. But you could probably also run Hyper Beam.
Yeah, I'm not liking it. I'm not convinced.
How much does a Hyper Beam do? to Altaria. I mean, yeah. You know, it's something to consider possibly on low punny. Ampharos now has brutal swing, right?
It does, as we are well aware during ULPC.
Where the hell is Raichu? Is it like actually this low? Or did I miss it? It better not be this low. Oh, it's 70. Okay, not bad.
Okay, just 70. That's okay. Gonna be another Vigoroth Cup. Well, yeah, it's. I don't think Vigoroth is gonna be dominant.
I think it will be. Body slam counter is just. Such
It won't be like not Evolution Cup level dominant.
Vigoroth wasn't even the best Pokemon in that cup.
What was the best Pokemon?
Bug Bite, Charger Bug.
Sure.
And Como. Or Hakamo.
Anyway. You know what else is good?
Don't anyway me.
I'm thinking Zangoose.
Nope. I refuse to get on the Zangoose train. Yeah, we're running pretty low on picks down here.
Look at that, even its losses are like, eh. As a pivot.
So didn't you say Cherim Sunshine was like a core breaker to one of your teams?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It's right below Bibarel at 213 rank.
Let's go.
It's right above Vanillish. XL Vanillish.
2 Shadow Claws and it almost beats Mandibars.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much... XL Stuffle could be interesting.
Come on. Alright. LyleJeffsIII. You're busy vehemently poo-pooing Zangoose, and then you're bringing up XL Stuffle.
I would rather run XL Stuffle than Zangoose. I bet you Stuffle can beat Zangoose.
How much do you want to bet?
It beats Aurorus, Walrein, Lapras, Lickitung.
What's its moveset?
Tackle, Superpower, Stomp.
Tackle, Superpower, Stomp. What's its stat product?
1784.
1784.
You win the 2 shields against Zangoose. Let's go.
I mean, so I wouldn't consider that a win.
Let's see if let's turn off baiting on Zangoose.
XL. Well, no, we actually did cover XL Spinder a little earlier.
Yeah, we did go over Spinda. I don't think it looks amazing, but okay, too close combat. Close combat does 101% the Stuffle, so I mean there is that, so I still don't understand this. Like, Shadow Claw does 3 damage to Stuffle. Like, get out of here, Shadow Claw's doing 3 damage. That doesn't make sense.
You think it should be doing less? Or more?
Less.
Less.
Rayquaza? You can run Rayquaza?
I think we're done. We're down at 65 rating. I think we're done, Lyle. Put the Sims down.
What's the worst Pokemon? Let's see here. It's gonna be like Magikarp? No, it's not. Slaking. It's always Slacking. Slacking.
I did see once that Hakuna Matata was talking about how he cuts off everything below a certain stat product. So Magikarp, while eligible, no, it wouldn't be eligible.
It's not eligible.
Water type. Even if it was eligible, it wouldn't be listed.
Look at poor old Butterfree down here. It has an 89% for consistency.
I would actually quite like Butterfree to be viable.
Loses to basically all the... It loses to Vigoroth. So imagine a bug
A
flying type
bug
losing
to
to
your
a
counter
normal type with counter.
Hey, Innerbloom's here. Hey, Innerbloom.
You can't even win the 2 shield with bug bite. God damn it! This
Slaking
thing's so
would
bad.
be just ridiculously busted with a usable fast move. Because doesn't Slaking have, like, one of the highest stat products in the game or something dumb like that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How about if we gave Butterfree Psychic Fangs? Oh, so you can win the 2 shields with Bug Bite and Psychic Fangs against Big Rock.
Cool. So, Innerbloom, you joined us for that fun time at the end where Lyle just casually goes through all the dumbest picks.
What? The dumbest picks? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. He sits there poo-pooing Zangoose as a pivot.
Yeah, so it has the problem with the Slaking is it has a very high attack stat. But, so like in Master League, it would be ridiculous. In Great League, it's pretty glassy.
Give it double
Like
kick.
Let's say we give it double kick, sure. Double kick, body slam, earthquake, and then we can put it up against a double. It's a similar moveset.
See, I agree with you, Innerbloom, but I don't think what Lyle's doing right now is Mega Spice that could actually be good. Like he's been simming Butterfree with Psychic Fangs.
I mean, they should give it Psychic Fangs. Why not? It has Psychic.
I mean, that'd be fun, sure. I get you. I'm with you. I'm on board.
So it is a worse double. You beat double, Ninetales, and Talonflame. That's about it. But in Master League, this thing is like really good.
What about Shadow Claw?
No, Shadow Claw's not. Slaking, it's not good in Great League. It's too glassy. It's like
Counter?
claim to fame is its
Give it counter.
attack stat.
Lock on.
Like if we go to Master League, look at
Lyle's sim slaking with lock on right this second.
It's not good with lock on.
Really?
It's not good in Great League. It's just not bulky enough.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm just seeing that stat product now. Yep, no, you're right. No, I take it back. All right, we'll try counter then.
I mean, it does win
More than it
against the
loses, sure.
Holiday Cup. It wins pretty good amount with lock on. Not gonna lie. Counter. Let's see here. It's better with counter, yeah.
But not as
I mean, it's pretty
wildly
good.
impressive as what I was hoping.
547. I mean, yeah. How about you give it Psychic Fangs?
Do not pass go.
Well, we can't give it Poison Fang, right? Because that's not good anymore.
Lock on Poison
There you
Fang.
go. I mean, you don't want a lock on with a defense low damage defense debuff, right?
We should one day try and work together to come up with the most busted Pokemon.
It's Chansey.
So yeah, but are you gonna give Chansey counter Psychic Fangs or lock on Psychic Fangs Hyper Beam?
No, it is. If you give Chansey like counter Body Slam, and then have
or
a
Meteor Beam.
Yeah, let's give it Meteor Beam. Okay, there you go. So let's see how it does in this cup. So it has a 783 average. It's a 36 and 0 versus the meta.
Let's go.
The closest thing to beating it is a Venusaur. You can even put it up against You can even put it up against the Open Great League meta. And it's 40-0.
What moves did you give it again? It was counter, meteor...
Counter, meteor beam, and body slam. It almost loses to Metacham. It almost loses. Imagine almost losing to Metacham with as a normal type with
Meteor Beam as your nuke move.
I bet you if you gave Metacham Dynamic Punch, it could beat it. There we go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I mean, we wanted a busted Pokemon, Lyle.
And the answer is right here. It's called Metacham.
Metacham with Dynamic Punch. Have you ever run Psycho Cut Metacham?
Yep. Yeah,
How
I ran
often?
it
How often
before
do you do
the Love Cup. I ran Psycho Cut.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. I forget why I was running it, but
It's very situational.
It worked out pretty well for me in the Love Cup. I was using it as a save swap, so it was doing better against. But counter's just so good. Like even if resisted, like counter does really well.
Yeah.
But I was doing better against like they would bring like Ariados and stuff into me. So I would have the Psycho Cut, and then I would get to the Psychics quicker than they expected.
Yeah.
Because of that. So
good move.
There was some benefits to it.
I do remember. I used to love the Ariados Metacham matchup because after a lunge, the Ariados can survive a Psychic.
Right.
But yeah, with Psycho Cut, that matchup might be a little different. Never actually looked it up, but I'd be interested. All right, so.
Alrighty, I think that's pretty much it. Get your ice and your rock types ready, and don't forget your normals, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you know, we're at the end of a stream when we look up counter Chansey. We have Panic is streaming. We've got Fraggin' Wagon, Battle Bill, Chasing Polaris, and Cryptomorphism are the people that I'm following that are streaming Pokemon Go. What do you reckon?
Let's see how we're doing here. Pallet Town PvP is also streaming.
We could raid them, sure.
He's been going for an hour 20. Let's see here. I think Fraggon's been going for almost
Daniel
2 hours.
Gowdy just raided us.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for the raid, Daniel.
I mean, we can raid Panic if you want. He's going to be going for quite a while longer, I think. Looks like everybody else has been going over an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, so...
Alright, yeah, let's do Panic.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it. It's an
My
awesome
pleasure.
time. Hope you guys do really well in the Holiday Cup. It's one of my favorite times of the year, and it's one of my favorite cups of the year. So
It's a good cup. It's one of the... I feel like it's one of the best ones Niantic has made.
I kind of miss some of the old matchups, but it's going to be interesting to see how it is with some of these newer Pokemon. So
Yeah. And we'll see you next week for the Ultra League version.
great, more Roarus and Charizard. Let's go.
Much shorter stream. We're going to be going to counter Blissey much sooner.
Don't forget to get those Hundo Togemodarus or whatever ready to go.
Yeah, and don't forget Zangoose. Obstagoon
No.
and Vigoroth. Beating them with
Oh.
close combat.
Just so you know, Ultra League Double is really good. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do have I found out I've got a really high IV Wooloo.
Okay, so that'll be ready in like 2-3
Actually-
years. Perfect.
I think it's actually 100.
Just in time for Niantic to nerf it.
It is not 100. It's a 14, 15, 15.
Pretty good.
Yeah.